there. Ooh, yeah. Yeah. There is a road before you. No one else can walk. No map to show the ending. No voice to tell the cost. 1,000 people passing by will choose a different way. But this path was made for you, and you alone today. Don't ask where it is leading. Don't ask what waits ahead. The stars don't know the journey until the night is spread. Just keep moving forward. Step into the unknown. The road reveals its meaning. Only to the one who goes. Every turn may test you, every hill may rise, but answers are not found by staring at the skies. The river never questions where the ocean may be found. It simply keeps on flowing over every stone and ground. And so must you keep walking, though the future isn't clear. The dream is not the ending. The dream is why you're here. Just keep moving forward. Step into the unknown. The road reveals its meaning. Only to the one who goes. You were never meant to follow the footprints that left behind. You were born to make a pathway only you could find. One day you'll look behind you and finally understand. The road became your destiny because you chose to stand. Just keep moving forward through the dark and through the light. Trust the road beneath your feet, even when it's out of sight. There is a road before you, unlike any ever known. And the miracle of living is to make that road your own.
I used to think that winning meant standing above the crowd, collecting praise and trophies, hearing my name called loud. I thought the battle waited somewhere outside of me, in rivals and in obstacles, in places I could see. But every time I stumbled, every time I lost my way, I met an enemy far stronger than anyone I could face. The voice that whispered, quit now. The fear that said, you're done. The doubt that built its kingdom away from everyone. The hardest fight you'll ever fight is the one within your soul. The battle between who you are and who you could become. To conquer yourself is victory, greater than any crown. Because the strongest chains are often the ones that can't be found. I remember countless mornings, choosing comfort over growth, choosing safety over purpose, breaking promises I wrote. Not because I lacked potential, take that step. The war for my own future was mine and mine to accept. One more hour of discipline, one more fear faced through, one more promise kept to myself when nobody else knew. That's how victories are born, not only on grand stages, but in silent moments hidden inside ordinary pages. A champion isn't someone who never falls apart. It's someone who keeps standing up and guards their own heart. Because every great achievement first begins within. The person who masters themselves can master anything. Honestly, the world may never see your most important fight. The battle against laziness, the battle against fright, the battle against giving up when dreams feel far away, the battle against becoming less than what you're meant to be someday. But those victories matter most, even if they're unseen, because they shape the person standing behind the dream. So don't measure your success only by what others see. Measure it by how often you defeat the weaker version of me, the version that wants to surrender, the version afraid to try, the version that forgets its purpose and lets ambition die. Fight that battle bravely again and again each day, for the greatest victory in life is not defeating another person, it's becoming stronger than the person you were yesterday. I've given all my mornings, I've given all my nights, studied every lesson and fought 1,000 fights. I've worked while others rested, I've carried every dream, yet the door I'm standing before isn't opening for me. Sometimes I ask the silence if all this work is vain, why the seeds I've planted still wait beneath the rain. But maybe it's not failure, maybe it's not goodbye, maybe the fruit is growing still beyond my human eyes. It's not that I can't reach it, it's not that I don't belong, the season simply isn't here, but it won't be long. So I'll keep my fire burning, I'll keep my spirit strong, because what is meant to blossom cannot stay hidden long. The river doesn't hurry, the sunrise takes its time, the stars are never worried if they fail to shine by 9. Everything has a season, everything has a day, and some of life's greatest victories arrive after delay. It's not that I can't reach it, it's not that I feels endless and the road is hard to see. I'll remember that becoming often happens silently. The bamboo grows underground long before it meets the sky, and the strongest dreams are often born where patience learns to fly. So let me wait with courage, not with fear or doubt. For every door that matters most opens from the inside out. It's not that I can't reach it, it's not that I don't belong. The season simply isn't here, but it won't be long. And when the moment finds me, I'll understand at last. The things that seemed like waiting were preparing me to last. I spent years inside my head, building castles never lived in yet, dreaming wide but standing still, waiting for the perfect will. But life kept moving without me, like rivers flowing to the sea. And slowly I began to learn the soul was never made to wait its turn. A thought alone can't shape the sky, it needs hands willing to try. To be is to do, to move, to break through. Not just think about the fire, but walk into desire. Because a life untouched by action fades into imagination. Every road that changed my name started with uncertain steps in rain. No guarantees beneath my feet, just the courage to believe. And every scar I carry now came from saying yes somehow. Not perfect, not without fear, but alive because I dared. The heart discovers who it is only through the risks it lives. To be is more than breathing air, it's loving deeply, showing care. It's trying even when you fail, it's leaving traces on the trail. Because existence without motion becomes a slow erosion. What if purpose isn't found in endless thinking all around? What if meaning only grows when we step into the unknown? Because identity is not a thing we keep, it's something built through what we do repeatedly. So I'll stop waiting to become and start becoming as I run through every fall and every bruise, through every dream I choose. Because the truest life I know is the one brave enough to go. The night is wide, the road unclear, but I was never made to disappear. So I'll move and call that living. I used to stare at every word, replay conversations heard, looking for what I missed before, till simple things felt hard once more. A tiny doubt became a storm, a quiet thought grew sharp as thorns. The more I tried to understand, the less I felt I truly can. Maybe something apart when held too tightly by the heart. Everything I think about too long starts to feel a little wrong. Simple truths begin to fade under all the noise I make. Maybe not everything needs a reason. Maybe some things just need breathing. I've overthought love into fear, turned hope into what ifs for years. Tried to solve every unknown till I no longer felt at home. But rivers never question flow, and flowers never force their growth. The world keeps moving quietly without explaining everything. The mind can build 1,000 walls from thoughts that once were small. Everything becomes too heavy when I carry every possibility. The more I chase complete control, the more I lose my soul. Maybe peace begins somewhere beyond the need to always care. What if clarity comes slow? Not through thinking but letting go. Not every answer must be found. Not every silence needs a sound. Because life was never meant to fit inside the head completely. So I'll stop pulling every thread till the whole thing comes undone instead. I'll let the moments simply be without dissecting every feeling. And maybe freedom starts the day we let some questions drift away. The night grew quiet in my room. No more chasing every truth. And somewhere in the silence, I finally breathe.
Standing on the edge of history, heartbeat shaking in the dark. One small move can change forever. One small flame can start a spark. Everybody caught in madness, said the sky was far too high. But every dream that changed the future started with somebody asking why. Every revolution starts unseen inside a single human dream. One small step into the unknown, one brave soul standing alone can become a giant leap for every heart that dares to dream. Every wall was built to fall, every voice can change it all. History begins tonight with one small step into the light. No one sees the fear behind you when you're reaching for the stars. No one hears the silent battles hidden underneath your scars. But the ones who shape tomorrow are the ones who risk the pain, choosing hope instead of safety, even when they can't explain. Oh, you don't need a perfect plan, just the courage to begin. One small step can shake the sky, one bold dream can never die. Every giant leap begins with the fire deep within. Oh, every future starts somewhere with one person who still dares to believe beyond the fear and move the world. from right here. Maybe we are small, alone, tiny lights against the storm, but together we become something bigger than the dark. Every footprint leaves a mark, even in the universe. One small step into the night, one human reaching for the light can become a giant leap. For every soul that still believes. And someday when they look behind, they'll remember this moment in time, when one brave heart decided to try and taught the world to fly. One small step, one giant leap, for all of us.
There were nights when nobody noticed the work I put inside. No applause, no recognition, just a dream I couldn't hide. The world kept moving quickly while I stayed behind the scenes, building something day by day that only I could see. Sometimes I questioned everything, wondered if it mattered at all, if every unseen effort would simply fade and fall. But deep within the silence, a truth kept calling me. The person I become tomorrow depends on who I choose to be. Don't betray yourself today for comfort or for fear. Every honest step you take is building something here. The future, not magic, it's earned through what you do. The results you'll see tomorrow begin with being true to you. I used to chase shortcuts, wanted faster roads to fame, wanted all the rewards without enduring any pain. But shortcuts left me empty, and easy roads grew cold, because the things worth having are not so easily sold. A tree grows deep roots slowly before it reaches the sky, and the strongest kind of confidence is built when no one's watching your life. One promise kept, one morning won, one more effort after doubt, one more time choosing discipline when every excuse called out. That's how character is formed. That's how futures rise, not through sudden lucky moments, but through daily sacrifice. The hardest person to deceive is the one inside your soul, because you always know the truth about the goals you didn't hold. You know when you gave your best, you know when you walked away, you know when you honored your dream and when you chose not to stay. And honestly, that's the reason peace cannot be bought or borrowed. It comes from knowing today you're building a better tomorrow. Not perfectly, not flawlessly, but faithfully enough to grow step by step through every season, even when results don't show. Because effort is never wasted when it's rooted in what's true. Every hour of honest work leaves a stronger version of you. And one day what was invisible will finally come into view. The strength, the skill, the confidence, that perseverance grew. People will call it success, people will call it talent, but you'll remember the mornings when quitting seemed more valid. You'll remember every choice to keep moving through the pain, and you'll know the future bloom from those ordinary days. So when doubt begins to whisper and the road seems far away, remember this simple promise: never betray the dream inside you. Because the effort that stays true to yourself today will return as tomorrow's success. They said I failed again today, another dream that slipped away, another plan that didn't work, another lesson learned. They counted every fall I took, every wrong turn on the road, but they never saw the things those moments helped me know. I don't call it failure, I don't call it the end. Every broken attempt made me stronger again. I never failed at all, I just found another way, a way that wouldn't lead me there, but taught me anyway. 10,000 roads that didn't work, 10,000 doors unopened still, each one brought me closer to the one that will. Every inventor knows the darkness before the light appears. Every mountain has 1,000 climbs before the summit's near. The world only sees the victory, the moment when you rise, but greatness is built quietly in 1,000 unseen tries. I don't call it failure, I don't call it defeat. Every setback left a clue beneath my feet. I never failed at all, I just found another way, a way that wouldn't lead me there, but taught me anyway. 10,000 roads that didn't work, 10,000 lessons earned. The fire of success is made from everything that burned. So let me stumble forward, let me make mistakes, because every dream worth having requires a road that breaks. One day they'll call it genius, one day they'll call it fate, but they'll never see the countless nights that taught me how to wait. I never failed at all, I just kept moving on. Each wrong answer cleared the path to where I belong. 10,000 ways that didn't work, 10,000 reasons not to quit, because success was never hiding, it was waiting beyond it. Every thought becomes becomes a seed, quietly shaping what will be. The words we whisper in the dark leave fingerprints upon the heart. I used to tell myself I can't, till fear became the way I stand. And every doubt I held too long started feeling like my home. The mind is more than passing sound, it slowly builds the ground we walk on. As you think, so you become. The battle's lost, the victory's won. Every vision that you feed turns into the life you lead. Because the soul grows toward the light, or toward the shadows in the mind. I've seen hope change tired eyes, seen belief bring dreams to life, and I've seen hearts collapse inside from stories they repeated every night. We become what we rehearse, blessing or a quiet curse. The things we tell ourselves each day eventually shape our face. No one changes all at once, it starts in thoughts too small to touch. As you think, so shall you rise, or slowly fade behind your eyes. Every fear you let remain will build invisible chains. But every dream you dare believe can become reality beneath your feet. What if the future isn't far? What if it begins inside your heart? Not only in the things you do, but in the things you tell yourself are true. Because long before the world can see, the mind decides who we will be. So I'll guard the words I keep inside the silence underneath. I'll choose hope even through the night. Choose growth when fear says hide. Because becoming starts within, long before the world begins. Every thought becomes a flame, every whisper shapes a name, and somewhere deep inside of me, the future's already speaking. They told me freedom meant no chains, no storms, no scars, no pain. But every time I tried to fly, the wind was never mine. It was the weight upon my wings that taught me how to rise. The pressure that I carried that opened up the skies. Because of the chains, I learned how to fly. Because of the sorrow, I learned how to rise. Because of the struggle, I found how to run. And because of the darkness, I learned to seek the sun. The river cuts through mountains, not because the path is clear, but because it keeps on moving through every doubt grow taller when they're tested by the storm, and hearts become unbreakable by being weathered and worn. Because of the chains, I learned how to fly. Because of the sorrow, I learned how to rise. Because of the struggle, I found how to run. And because of the darkness, I learned to seek the sun. Every tear became a lesson. Every wound became a guide. Every night I thought I lost myself was building strength inside. The road was never easy, but easy wasn't the goal. The fire that shaped my spirit was burning in my soul. So I won't curse the hardships or wish them all away. They made me who I am today and who I'll be someday. Because of the chains, I learned how to fly. Because of the sorrow, I learned how to rise. Because of the struggle, I found how to run. And because of the darkness, I learned to seek the sun. Because of the tears, I kept moving on. Because of the pain, I became strong. And everything that tried to break me became the reason I belong. Some stand waiting at the shoreline, watching waves roll in and out, dreaming of distant horizons while drowning in their doubt. They wait for perfect timing, for every fear to disappear, for certainty to guide them before they ever steer. But life has never promised a map beneath the stars. The road reveals itself only to those who dare to start. The wind doesn't help the sailor who never leaves the shore. And opportunity will knock forever on a locked and silent door. Fortune favors the fearless, the ones who dare to move, the ones who act while others wait for impossible proof. The future belongs to dreamers who turn dreams into action, because destiny follows courage more than hesitation. I used to wait for chances, thinking luck would find my name, believing success belonged to people touched by some mysterious flame. But then I met the fighters, the ones who changed their fate, and none of them were standing still, waiting for a sign to create. They stepped into uncertainty with trembling hands and hearts, not because they lacked fear, but because they chose to start. One decision changed the future, one risk rewrote a life, one moment of bold action cut through years of doubt and strife. Because courage isn't certainty, courage is moving anyway, even when the outcome's hidden beyond what you can say. A seed breaks through the darkness without knowing what it will find. An eagle leaps from right, and maybe we're no different than rivers finding seas. The path appears before us when we move with belief. Honestly, the saddest thing isn't failing after trying, it's standing at the starting line while your dreams are slowly dying. It's carrying 1,000 visions that never touch the sky, because fear convinced your spirit not to even try. The world remembers action, not the plans we never made. And every great adventure starts with a step into the unknown shade. So don't wait for the stars to align. Don't wait until you're sure. The people who shape tomorrow are the ones who endure, the ones who risk embarrassment, the ones who dare to fall, the ones who trust their purpose more than fear's relentless call. Because destiny isn't found by those who simply pray and wait. It smiles upon the brave who meet it halfway and choose to create their fate. Everybody's holding mirrors, calling reflections the real world. Every side convinced they know what's beneath the skin and bones. We build our truths from little scars, from broken homes and passing stars. And every story that we trust still bends beneath the weight of us. Maybe truth is not a flame, but shattered glass without a name. All the truth in the world combined still leaves something undefined. Every answer hides another lie, wherein honesty's disguised. And maybe we're all just trying to survive inside the stories we call life. History written by tired hands, love rewritten after it ends. Even memories slowly change, shifting shape inside the brain. What feels certain in the light looks different in another night. And every fact we hold too tight eventually starts to divide. The deeper we search for certainty, the more fragile it seems to be. All the truths we gather here still disappear through doubt and fear. Maybe nothing's fully pure, maybe no heart is completely sure. And every voice that screams I know still hides what it can't control. What if truth is less a wall and more a shadow on us all? Something changing as we move, never fully held or proved. Because humans don't just see the world, we translate it through ourselves. So I'll stop pretending I can see every hidden certainty. Maybe wisdom starts instead when we question what we defend. And maybe the closest thing to truth is admitting floating through the dark, like stars we'll never fully touch. I spent years waiting for a moment, for a sign to show the way, dreaming with my eyes wide open, while my life kept slipping away. Everybody talks about greatness like it falls out of the sky, but nothing changes in the silence. Nothing moves if you don't try. The distance between dreams and reality is action underneath your feet. The secret of getting things done is to act before the fear has won. One step, one spark, one fight can change your whole life. Tonight, you can think forever, you can plan until the end, but nothing in this world begins until you move again. Every hero once stood frozen, every legend once felt small, but they chose to keep on moving, even scared they'd lose it all. No perfect time is coming, no magic voice appears. The only way to cross the distance is to walk through all your fears. Dreams die slowly in delay, but action gives them breath again. The secret of getting things done is to move before you're ready enough. Every mountain starts to fall the moment you answer the call. You can fail 1,000 times, still become a guiding light, because the ones who change the world are the ones who dare to try. Yeah, I've wasted too much time waiting for the perfect life, but perfection never came till I jumped into the flames. And suddenly the fear was smaller than the regret of standing still. The secret of getting things done is to act while your heart beats loud. Run through doubt, break the chains, turn your scars into a name. No more waiting for someday, no more throwing dreams away. Tonight I choose to finally move and become the proof. Act now before the moment fades. Act now before it's too late.
Maybe today is the day everything changes for me. Maybe around the next corner is someone I'm meant to see. Maybe a smile in the crowd, maybe a glance across the room could turn an ordinary moment into something that blooms. So I'll wear my favorite colors and walk with my head held high, not because I need perfection, but because I'll give it a try. Maybe today I'll meet the one who makes my heart believe. That's why I wanna shine a little brighter approval, but for the chance that fate is waiting, hidden in the usual. You never know when life will change, or when two roads align. A simple hello could become a love that lasts a lifetime. So I'll laugh a little louder and let my true self show, because the best things often find us when we least expect to know. Maybe today I'll meet the one who makes my heart believe. That's why I wanna shine a little brighter every time I leave. Not because I need perfection or because I'm incomplete, but because every beautiful story begins when two souls meet. Maybe today, maybe tomorrow, maybe when I least expect it to be. Until then I'll keep becoming the brightest version of me, because somewhere out there a beautiful future may be waiting. And maybe today it begins with me. Yeah. I used to hide every tear, pretend that I was strong, keep the pain beneath the skin and simply carry on. But every scar I tried to hide became a part of me, a map of all the roads I've walked and all I've learned to see. The heart that never breaks never learns to heal, and the eyes that never cry never learn to feel. If you never cry, how can your eyes shine through? How can they hold the stories that make you who you are? Every tear becomes a star in the darkest part of night, and the eyes that once knew sorrow learn the deepest kind of light. The people who have fallen down, and some have found their way, carry something beautiful no words could ever say. A kindness born from lonely nights, a strength from painful days, a gentle understanding that never fades away. The rain may leave its mark upon the open sky, but without the storm before it, no rainbow could arise. If you've never cried, how can your eyes shine through? How can they hold the wisdom of everything you've been through? Every tear becomes a star in the darkest part of night, and the eyes that once knew sorrow learn the deepest kind of light. So don't be ashamed of the tears through. No, they're the proof you love, they're the proof you've grown, and every broken moment that you survive somehow is living in your eyes. Even now, because you've cried, your eyes can shine so bright, holding all the courage you discovered in the light. Oh, oh, oh. Every tear became a star, every wound became a guide, and the beauty in your eyes is the life you lived inside. The most beautiful eyes, and not the ones that never cry.
stood before a mountain, too high for me to climb. The distance felt impossible, the peak beyond my sight. Every voice around me had reasons I should stop, 1,000 explanations why I'd never reach the top. And honestly, I almost listened, I almost turned away, almost traded all my dreams for a safer, smaller day. But somewhere in the silence, a quiet voice broke through, not louder than the doubters, just stronger than I knew. All you really need is to believe you can, before the road appears beneath you, before you understand, before the proof arrives, before the fear is gone. Every great journey starts with believing and moving on. I used to think success belonged to people born ahead, the talented, the fearless, the names everybody said. But every story I admired shared a hidden thread. Someone chose to trust a dream before the evidence was there. The inventor saw a future nobody else could see. The runner saw the finish line long before victory. The artist heard a melody still hidden in the air, and the dreamer built a world before it existed anywhere. That's the power of belief. It creates what isn't there. It gives your feet a reason to keep moving through despair. 'Cause doubt can stop a journey before it even starts, but belief can light a fire inside the darkest heart. To see believes in sunlight before it breaks the ground. A bird believes in wings before the sky is found. And maybe we're no different, standing at life's edge, waiting for certainty, while fear hangs overhead. Honestly, the greatest prison isn't failure, loss, or pain. It's convincing yourself you cannot change the game. Because the moment you believe, a door begins to open. The impossible becomes a question instead of being broken. What if I can? What if I try? What if the limits I accepted were only in my mind? That's where everything changes. That's when new stories begin. And not when the world believes in you, but when you believe within. So when the road looks endless and the odds seem stacked too high, don't wait for perfect confidence or a sign from the sky. Just take one step forward and trust the dream you see. Because the one thing you truly need to change your life forever is believing you can. You
can. Yeah. The morning sun climbs through the sky, like it believes it'll never die. Golden light on younger days, before the colors drift away. We all begin with steady hands, certain time will understand. But every season leaves its trace, slowly quiet law of man. Everything that rises falls, every echo fades with time. Every flower reaching tall, older someday to say goodbye. But maybe that's what makes it real, the way it slips beyond our feel. I watched old pictures lose their shine, familiar voices change with time. Dreams once burning in our chest turn softer as the years progress. And love too changes as it grows, less like fire, more like home, not weaker, just a different flame. Still beautiful, all the same. We spend our lives trying to stay, but life was built to drift away. Everything that grows, grows old. Every story slowly folds. Nothing keeps its perfect form. Not the summer, not the storm, but there's a beauty in the end, in knowing nothing's permanent. What if fading isn't lost? What if time itself is love? Because the things that cannot stay still leave their light along the way. And maybe meaning isn't found in forever, but in now. Everything that rises sets, every heart holds some regret. Every life becomes a memory, floating softly through history. So while the light is still in view, hold it close while it holds you. The sun will fall beyond the sea, and one day so will we. But for a moment here tonight, we shine. You give your heart to everybody, carry weights that aren't your own, always trying to save the broken while you break behind closed doors. You say I'm fine with tired eyes, smile while slowly falling apart, being kind to every stranger, but cruel to your own heart. You can't pour love from an empty soul. You deserve kindness too. Don't forget to love yourself the way you love everybody else. Every scar, every flaw still deserves compassion through it all. You are more than your mistakes, more than all the pain you hide away. So when the whole world feels too much, don't forget your own heart needs love. I know the voice inside your head telling you you're not enough, comparing every breath you take to impossible versions of love. But nobody survives this life without some cracks inside their skin, and healing starts the moment you stop treating yourself like the enemy.
make you question who you are. But the light you keep searching for has always lived inside your heart. And maybe loving yourself is the bravest thing of all. Don't forget to love yourself, even when nobody else can help. Every wound and every fight still deserves a little light. You survived so many storms, still your heart keeps carrying on. So tonight before you fall apart, choose to love your own heart. Love yourself too, you deserve it too. Don't forget you.
Yeah. I don't wanna waste another second living scared of what could go wrong, watching all the colors fade away while pretending I'm still strong. Every heartbeat feels temporary, every night slips through my hands. So I'm done waiting for someday, I'm done following their plans. One life burning in my veins, I won't let it fade away. I'm gonna live till I die, run through the fire, reach for the sky. Love too hard, dream too wild, leave my fear behind tonight. Even if the whole world breaks, even if my body shakes, I won't just survive this life. I'm gonna live till I die. I've been broken, I've been restless, lost inside my own mistakes, but every scar became a reason not to let my spirit break. I don't need a perfect ending, I just need to know I tried. When my final moment finds me, I wanna look it in the eyes. No regrets, no holding back, I'll leave fire in my track. I'm gonna live till I die, dance with chaos, chase the light, scream my truth into the night, like I was born to feel alive. Even if I crash and burn, at least I know this heart still works. I won't let this moment die, I'm gonna live till I die. One day the lights will all go dark, one day silence fills this heart, but until then, I keep running through the storm, like my soul was made for more. I won't fade quietly tonight. I'm gonna live till I die, with reckless hope inside my eyes. Take every fall, survive the climb, turn every wound into a light. And when my final breath arrives, I'll know I truly live this life. No fear left inside, I lived till I die. Alive tonight, alive tonight, till the end of time.
The morning sunlight touched my face and painted gold across the day. A quiet breeze began to sing and carry all my fears away. Above me stretched an endless blue, without a single cloud in sight. The kind of sky that gently says everything will be alright. And I wondered for a moment, standing in that light so true, how can I stay lost in sorrow when the world is shining through? The sun is still rising, the sky is still wide, beauty is waiting just outside. As long as I can see the sunlight, as long as I can feel the breeze, there's still a reason to keep hoping, there's still a reason to believe. Sometimes I forget to notice the miracles that fill the day, the laughter hidden in the distance, the colors dancing on the way. I spend so much time chasing answers, looking far beyond the hill, that I miss the simple wonder standing with me still. The sun is still rising, the sky is still wide, beauty is waiting just outside. As long as I can see the sunlight, as long as I can feel the breeze, there's still a reason to keep hoping, there's still a reason to believe. The world is not perfect, and neither am I. There are tears that fall and dreams that say goodbye, but even through the heartache, the morning finds a way to place another sunrise at the beginning of the day. The sun is still rising, the sky is still blue, and every new morning begins something new. As long as I can lift my eyes and see the light above, I'll remember life is filled with beauty, hope, and love. The sky keeps reminding me there's always more to see. I used to want the answers fast, skip the hurt and bypass the past. Thought wisdom came from what you knew, not from what you struggled through. But every scar upon my skin taught me more than comfort did, and every road that made me bleed left something stronger underneath. Nothing valuable arrives for free, not the things that shape who we'll be. Experience always costs something, a little pain, a little suffering. You pay in nights, you pay in tears, you pay in trial through the years. But every wound becomes a guide, lighting up the road inside. I've met people young in age but ancient in the things they faced, and others safe their whole lives through, still strangers to the deeper truth. Because 'Cause you can't learn love from words or courage without getting hurt. And no one understands the climb without walking it in time. The lessons that stay the longest are the ones bought through hardship. Experience is earned slowly through broken plans and lonely evenings, not in comfort, not in ease, but in moments that bring you to your knees. And though the price can feel unfair, the wisdom stays there. What if pain is not the enemy? What if it's part of becoming? Because every soul that truly grows has walked through things nobody knows. And maybe that's the hidden art, turning hurt into heart. So I won't regret the cost or every time I thought I'd lost, because the person standing here was shaped by every difficult year. And though experience asks for more, it gives back deeper than before. The road was never free to walk. Every lesson had its cost. But looking back through all this time, I think it was worth the price.
Yeah. A little distance makes the heart beat a little faster still. Makes every message feel like gold and every silence thrill. A few days apart can make the long tears we cry. It's watching something beautiful slowly say goodbye.
I said words I didn't mean, like sparks thrown into gasoline. In the moment it felt right to let the darkness speak that night. Pride was louder than my heart, and anger tore the room apart. I watched love turn into smoke over sentences I never should have spoke. Fire feels powerful at first until you see what it burns. Whatever starts in anger leaves ashes in the end. A wound that keeps on echoing long after voices end. Because rage may feel like strength, but it fades into regret. I've broken things with reckless hands, things I didn't understand, not because I meant them harm, but because pain can sound like war. And silence after all the noise feels heavier than the choice to stop, to breathe, to let things rest before turning hurt into a mess. Not every feeling needs a fight. Some storms pass if we don't ignite. Whatever grows from bitterness will eventually collapse. You can't build peace from sharpened words or love from constant attacks. Because anger burns fast and bright, but leaves you cold at night. What if strength is not the flame, but the patience to walk away? Not winning every war you start, but protecting your own heart. Because some battles cost too much, even if you win them. So I'll try to hold my tongue before the damage has been done. I don't want another scar made from moments gone too far. Because the hardest thing to learn is some fires aren't worth the burn. The room grew quiet after the storm, and I saw what anger had done. So now before I strike the match, I'll remember the ashes. From the moment we begin, time is quietly settling in. Every heartbeat, every breath moves a little closer to the end. We chase love, we chase light, trying to outrun the night, but shadows walk beside us all, like echoes waiting in the hall. Maybe death was never far away, just hidden softly inside each day. Every life is moving onward toward a final closing door. Not to erase what came before, but to remind us life is short. Because endings give meaning to the flame that burns inside our fragile names. I used to fear the thought of loss, of disappearing into dark. But then I saw how flowers bloom, knowing winter comes too soon. Nothing beautiful can stay, that's what makes us ache this way. And maybe love means holding is not the enemy. Forgetfulness may be. What if the purpose of this life is not escaping the end in sight, but learning how to truly live before the silence finally hits? Because forever has no weight without the beauty of things that fade. So I'll hold this fleeting world tonight, the warmth, the tears, the borrowed time. And though the end waits quietly, I won't let fear steal life from me. Because the goal may be the end, but the meaning lives in how we spend the in-between. The night grows still beneath the sky. One day all of us say goodbye. So until then, I'll live before I die. I used to measure my reflection against every face I saw. Someone richer, someone stronger, someone living without flaws. Every victory felt smaller, every dream seemed far away, because somebody else was shining in a brighter kind of way. I kept comparing chapters to stories not my own, forgetting every flower blooms in a season of its own. And little by little, I lost sight of who I was, trying to become another life instead of becoming enough. But one day I heard a whisper, quiet as the morning sky. You were never made to be them, you were made to be your own light. Don't compare yourself to anyone beneath the sun. Your path was never meant to be the same as someone else's run. Because every soul is different, every heart was born unique, and comparing your life to theirs only makes your spirit weak. I remember looking upward at people far ahead, thinking they had all the answers, while I fought battles in my head. But then I learned a secret the world rarely lets us see. Even the people we admire carry struggles silently. The mountain that they climb is not the one beneath your feet. The lessons they must learn are not the ones you need. So why compare your journey to roads you'll never walked? Why judge your own beginning by another person's top? A rose does not envy the oak tree, the ocean doesn't envy the stars. Nature never apologizes for becoming what they are. Yet we spend years forgetting the beauty that we hold, trading self-respect for envy and silver for borrowed gold. And honestly, comparison is a thief dressed like a friend. It steals today's blessings while promising more around the bend. It makes you blind to progress, blind again. The wisdom earned through hardship, the scars that taught you when these things are yours alone. No one else can claim them too, because nobody else has lived the exact life lived by you. So stop measuring your worth against another soul's design. The stars don't compete with the moon, yet both still shine. And maybe true freedom begins the moment you finally see you were never born to be better than somebody else. You were born to become the fullest version of who you're meant to be.
You carry storms behind your eyes, static running through your mind. Every word cuts like a blade, every wound still leaves a stain. Yeah, you built your anger like a city, brick by brick and scar by scar. Now the whole world feels electric, every room becomes a war. All that fire in your veins can burn the dark away. If your hate turned into electricity, it could light the whole world bright. Every spark inside your heartbeat could become a different kind of life. You got thunder in your soul, strong enough to lose control. But every storm can choose tonight to destroy or become the light. Yeah. Every betrayal left a shadow, every memory left a scar. Now you hide behind the chaos, like pain made you who you are. But anger is just broken energy, searching for a place to go. And maybe underneath the violence there's still a heart nobody knows. You could burn everything you touch, or become something enough. If your hate turned into electricity, it could power every lonely street. Every scream inside your chest could become your greatest strength. You got lightning in your hands, strong enough to take a stand. So don't let darkness decide what you electrify tonight. Yeah, I know the world can wound you, leave your soul out in the rain. But pain can either build a fire or chain you to the blame. So take the voltage in your veins and turn it into something brave. If your hate turned into electricity, it could light the stars beneath your feet. Every scar and every fight could become a source of light. You got power deep inside, more than rage and more than spite. Turn the pain into a spark and illuminate the dark. Illuminate the dark. Electric heart, lighting up the world tonight.
Nothing stays the way it was, not the sky, not us. Every season leaves its color, the and disappears like dust. People come and people leave. Hearts break, dreams evolve. Life keeps moving like the ocean, no matter what we hold. I used to fear the shifting ground till I learned change is life itself. Somehow change is inevitable. Change is constant. Every ending opens doors to something beyond. Every scar becomes a lesson. Every loss rewrites the soul. We were never made to stay the same. We were made to grow. The child I was is fading. The person I'll become unknown. Every step creates a stranger, and somehow still feels like home. Sometimes change feels like a heartbreak, like losing pieces of your skin. But maybe transformation hurts because new life is breaking in. Nothing living stays untouched. Time reshapes all of us. Change is inevitable, like the turning of the earth. Every night becomes a sunrise. Every pain can give rebirth. Every fire leaves ashes. Every storm remakes the sea. And even shattered hearts can grow into who they're meant to be. Yeah, I try to hold forever, try to freeze what felt alive. But the tighter that I held it, the faster it slipped by. So maybe peace begins when you stop resisting change. Change is inevitable. Change is constant. Every ending carries hidden light beyond the darkness. Every version of myself led me to this moment now. And even if the world keeps changing, I'll keep learning how to change with it, to grow through it, to become something new tonight. Constant change, constant life, still becoming. I spent so many years searching for what life meant to me, chasing dreams across the horizon, trying to become somebody. I thought value came from victories, from the heights that I could reach, from the things that I could gather, or the success that I could teach. But the more I climbed alone, the emptier it became. Because no mountain feels as high when there's no one to share the view the same. Then I saw a simple kindness change a stranger's day, and suddenly I understood what life was trying to say. A life becomes meaningful when it reaches beyond itself, when it becomes a life for someone instead of living only for oneself. To live for others, to lift them when they fall, to give your heart away in love is the greatest gift of all. I remember times of struggle when my world was turning gray, and travels farther than we know. A seed planted in one heart can become a forest as it grows. A teacher inspires a student, a parent shapes a child, a friend helps heal a broken soul and changes a life. Meanwhile, the world is built by people who choose to give instead of take, who understand that true greatness is found in the lives they make. Honestly, when the years are over and our stories reach the end, few will care about our trophies or the money we defend. But they will remember kindness, the love we chose to share, the moments we stood beside them and showed that we were there. Because purpose isn't found only in what we achieve, it's found in helping others find a reason to believe, a reason to keep fighting, a reason to stand tall, a reason to see tomorrow when darkness seems to call. So chase your dreams with passion, become all you can be, but never forget the beauty of living beyond me. For the richest hearts are often not the ones who own the most, but the ones who leave behind a little hope from coast to coast. And when you give your life to something greater than your name, you discover life's true value, that a life lived for others is a life truly lived. I fought shadows in the silence, felt my heartbeat losing air, not from monsters in the darkness, but the ones inside my head. Every what if kept me frozen, every doubt became a chain. I was terrified of failure, terrified of feeling pain. And the more I tried to run away, the more the fear began to stay. The thing I fear the most is fear itself, the voice that turns my heaven into hell, the walls it builds inside my mind, the way it steals my life with time. It whispers, don't move, don't try, stay small, stay safe tonight. But I won't spend my whole life hiding from fear itself. I've seen fear destroy the dreamers long before the world could try. Watched it turn bright hearts to silence, watched ambition slowly die. Not because they lacked the power, not because they weren't enough, but because fear kept convincing them they should never rise above. Fear grows stronger when obeyed, but weaker every time we face it. The thing I But tonight I choose somebody else, the version of me strong enough to rise above the doubt. Every scar and every cry, every time I still survive, proves fear never had the right to rule my life tonight. Fear itself won't own me now, not tonight.
I used to bite my tongue too hard, hide my thoughts behind my guard, afraid that every word I'd say would push somebody far away. So I stayed quiet, played it safe, smiled enough to keep my place, but silence started feeling worse, like disappearing in reverse. Oh, you can stay untouched by the flame, but untouched means unseen the same. If you want no scars at all, don't climb, don't speak, don't stand tall. Do nothing, say nothing, fade away. That's the price of playing safe, but I'd rather bleed for something real than never know the way it feels. Every artist risks the crowd, every dreamer stands out loud, every heart that dares to try will someday hear another lie. You can't create without the noise, you can't have truth without a choice, and every path that matters most comes with voices you can't control. Criticism follows light, shadows only form where something shines. If you want no wounds to show, never plant, never grow, never risk becoming more, never knock on any door. But I won't trade a living soul for comfort dressed as self-control. What if judgment means you try, means you step beyond the line? Not everyone will understand, but that was never the demand. Oh, because the ones remembered most are the ones who dare to show themselves. So let them talk, let them stare. At least I know I really care. I'd rather fail while being true than disappear avoiding wounds, because the life that fears all pain will never truly leave a name. So I'll speak, I'll move, I'll be, even if they disagree, because the cost of being seen is still worth paying to me.
Deep inside every heart, there is a flame unseen, a spark waiting patiently to become a dream. Some find it in the music, some find it in the sky, some find it in a single hope they refuse to let die. The world may try to cool it, the storms may blow it down, but the fire that is truly yours will never leave the ground. There is a fire inside you, burning bright and true, a light that's meant to guide you in everything you do. Find it and keep it burning through every darkened night, for that is why we're living, to keep that fire alive. Many spend their whole lives following someone else's road, ignoring the quiet calling their own heart always knows. But happiness is not a place or something you can buy. It's waking up each morning with a reason in your eyes. The fire may start as a whisper, a tiny glowing spark, but if you feed it with your courage, it can light up the dark. There is a fire inside you, burning bright and true, a light that's meant to guide you in everything you do. Find it and keep it burning through every darkened night. For that is why we're living, to keep that fire alive. When the road becomes uncertain and doubt is all you see, remember every great adventure began with belief. The fire was never given, it was always there within, waiting for the day you trusted and let the journey begin. There is a fire inside you, more powerful than fear, more faithful than the shadows that sometimes gather near. Find it and keep it burning, no matter what may come. For the purpose of a lifetime is to become what you've become, and let that fire shine on.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I used to see a wall ahead and think my road was done. I'm out and standing in my way, blocking out the sun. Every step felt harder now, every dream seemed far. But then I heard a voice inside reminding me who we are. Walls don't come to everyone, they choose the ones who try. They only rise before the ones who dare to reach the sky. The wall is a sign that I can rise higher. The struggle is proof that I'm getting stronger. Every obstacle I face is a chance in disguise, because the biggest walls appear before the biggest rise. Before the biggest rise. If I can never climb this high, the wall would not exist. It stands before me for a reason, a challenge I can't miss. The road is not supposed to be easy, the path is not supposed to be clear. Every battle that finds me now means I'm meant to be here. Walls don't come to stop me, they're here to make me grow. Show me strength I never knew was waiting deep below. The wall is a sign that I can rise higher. The struggle is proof that I'm getting stronger. Every obstacle I face is a chance in disguise, because the biggest walls appear before the biggest rise. Before the biggest rise. So when the road gets steeper and the climb feels too much, I remember every dream begins just beyond the tough. I won't fear the wall before me, I won't turn and run, 'cause every wall I've ever faced was hiding under sun. The wall is a sign, a doorway, not an end, a reminder that my limits can't always bend. When I finally reach the top, I clearly realize the wall was never there to stop me. was there to help me rise before the biggest prize.
They can take your reputation, let the rumors fill the air, but names are only shadows, they were never really there. They can take your fortune, watch it slip through open hands, but gold can always be rebuilt with enough time and plans. Life may steal 1,000 things you work so hard to gain. The trophies and the titles may not forever remain, but hold on to your courage, don't let it fade away. It's the one thing you will need to face another day. You can lose your riches and build them once again. You can lose your standing and rise above the end. But if you lose your courage, if your fighting spirit dies, then even under open skies, there's nowhere left to rise. The strongest hearts are not the ones that never fall apart. They're the ones that keep on beating through the darkest parts. Every hero in the story, every dream that came alive was carried by a courage that refused to say goodbye. So when the storms surround you and everything is gone, remember what remains inside and keep holding on. Hold on to your courage, let it burn like fire and light, for it can build a future of ruins in the night. You can lose your riches and build them once again. You can lose your standing and rise above the end. But if you keep your courage, then nothing's truly lost. For courage is the treasure worth more than any cost. And as long as courage lives, so does hope.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah. You carry stones behind your eyes, static running through your mind. Every word cuts like a blade, every wound still leaves a stain. You built your anger like a city, brick by brick and scar by scar. Now the whole world feels electric. Ooh, every room becomes a war. All that fire in your veins could burn the dark away. If your hate turned into electricity, it could light the whole world bright. Every spark inside your heartbeat could become a different kind of life. You got thunder in your soul, strong enough to lose control, but every storm can choose tonight. become the light. Oh, become the light. Every betrayal left a shadow. Every memory left a scar. Now you hide behind the chaos, like pain made you who you are. But anger is just broken energy, searching for a place to go. And maybe underneath the violence, there's still a heart nobody knows. It could burn everything you touch, or become something in love. If your hate turned into electricity, it could power every lonely street. Every scream inside your chest could become your greatest strength. You got lightning in your hands, strong enough to take a stand. So don't let darkness decide what you electrify tonight. Yeah, I know the world can wound you, leave you sold out in the rain. But pain can either build a fire or chain you to the blame. So take the voltage in your veins and turn it into something bright. If your hate turned into electricity, it could light the stars beneath your feet. Every scar and every fight could become a source of light. You got power deep inside, more than rage and more than fight. Turn the pain into a spark and illuminate the dark. Illuminate the dark. Electric hearts lighting up the world tonight.
Too many dreams grow older, waiting for another day, another chance, another moment, another safer way. We live as if tomorrow is guaranteed to come, as if there'll always be more chances beneath another sun. So we hold back our passion, we save our strongest fire, thinking there'll be time later to reach a little higher. But what if this moment matters more than we can see? What if today's the doorway to who we're meant to be? If you want to succeed, give everything you have. Like this is your last chance, like this is the final path. Run with all your heart, speak with all your soul, because ordinary effort will never reach an extraordinary goal. I remember times I hesitated, standing at the edge of dreams, waiting for perfect conditions, waiting for certainty. But certainty never came, the fear never disappeared, and every chance I wasted became another year. That's when I learned a lesson, simple, short, and true. The people who committed can move mountains from the ground, while half-hearted attempts often never leave the town. The difference isn't talent, the difference isn't fate. It's showing up completely before it becomes too late. Honestly, none of us know how many chances remain, how many more mornings will call us by our name. So why live with hesitation? Why leave your fire unused? Why stand beside your purpose instead of choosing to move? Give your best effort today, not tomorrow, not someday. Pour your spirit into the work and let the fear fade away. Because even if you fail, you'll never carry regret for giving all you had and leaving nothing left. That's how champions are built. That's how legends rise. Not by saving their energy, but by emptying their hearts each time. So when your moment comes, don't hold anything back. Sing like it's your last song. Fight like it's your last round. Dream like it's your last sunrise. Love like it's your last chance. And success will often find the ones who live each day as if this very moment is the one that changes everything.